On a clear, freezing night in April 1912, the largest moving object ever built by human hands slipped beneath the North Atlantic. From the moment she struck, it took barely 2.5 hours, and more than 1,500 people went down with her. Hello and welcome to Vanished Hours. I'm Isla Hart. Tonight we go back to the night of the 14th of April, 1912, to a ship the world believed practically unsinkable and the few short hours that proved it wrong. She was born in the shipyards of Belfast, built for the White Star Line as the grandest vessel of her age. Nearly 3 football fields long, with a swimming pool, a grand staircase, and electric light in every cabin. To the people who built her, and the press who wrote about her, she seemed like something the sea itself could not defeat. On the 10th of April, she left Southampton on her maiden voyage, calling at Cherbourg in France and Queenstown in Ireland before turning west for New York. On board were around 2,200 people, the very rich in first class, families chasing a new life in third, and the crew who kept it all running. For 4 days, the crossing was almost perfect. But the North Atlantic that spring was thick with ice. Other ships sent warning after warning by wireless: ice ahead, ice to the south. Some reached the bridge. Some were set aside while the operators handled passengers' personal messages. And still the Titanic ran on, fast, through a flat and windless sea. That stillness was a cruel kind of luck. With no waves breaking at their base, icebergs gave almost no warning, no white foam to catch the eye. High in the crow's nest, the lookouts watched without binoculars. The pair meant for them had gone missing before the voyage. At 20 minutes to midnight, one of them saw it, a dark mass rising straight ahead. The bell rang 3 times. The order came to turn and reverse. For a moment, it looked as if she might just clear it. Then came a long, grinding shudder down the starboard side, not a crash, but something almost gentle, felt more than heard. Below the waterline, the ice had done its work. The hull was breached across several compartments, and the Titanic had been built to survive flooding in only a few. Her designer was woken, did the arithmetic in his head, and reached a conclusion no one wanted to hear. She would sink. It was only a question of hours. The order went out, women and children first. But there was a second, quieter problem, and it was fatal. The Titanic carried 20 lifeboats, room for barely half the souls aboard. The law of the day judged lifeboats by a ship's tonnage, not by the number of people she carried, and by that measure she even had a few more than required. In the first confused hour, many believed the ship was safer than the small boats dangling over the dark. Some lifeboats were lowered half empty. By the time the danger was undeniable, there was no longer enough room and no longer enough time. Rockets climbed into the night. The wireless men sent the old distress call, and then a newer one just coming into use. SOS, a ship's lights were seen on the horizon, close enough to hope for, too far or too unready to come. As the bow sank, the stern lifted clear of the sea. It is remembered that the musicians kept playing as the deck slanted beneath them. The lights burned almost to the very end and then went black. At around 20 past 2 in the morning, the Titanic broke apart and went down. What followed was the hardest part of all: hundreds in the freezing water and a long, terrible wait in the dark. The Cunard liner Carpathia, racing through the same ice that had doomed the Titanic, reached the scene before sunrise and pulled around 700 survivors from the boats. More than 1,500 others did not come home. The Titanic changed the world that survived her. Within years, ships were required to carry lifeboats for everyone aboard to keep their wireless manned around the clock, and an international patrol was set up to watch the ice. The wreck itself lay hidden until 1985, when she was found at last, 2.5 miles down, broken, rusting, and utterly still. She had been called unsinkable. What she really taught us is older than any ship. That certainty is the most dangerous cargo of all. Thank you for spending this time with me. History never really leaves us, it just waits to be remembered. I'm Isla Hart, and I'll see you in the next one.